I am starting to feel like my girlfriend has bad intentions with my fiancé. For context, he is naturally a giving person. So much that I'd say is ridiculous at times. He offers his friends help, has paid for their cars to get fixed, helps with rent, you name it. It's a little excessive in my opinion, as I think grown men shouldn't rely on him in that manner. Sometimes I feel like he is taken advantage of. Now when it comes to my female friends, I feel like it should be up to me. If I feel like one of them needs help with something, I will come up with a solution and talk with him about it. Just recently, my friend was leaving our house and she said time for me to go to the street for my ride. He didn't hear her and assumed she said she will be on the street soon. His answer was that we have 2 spare bedrooms if she needs one. To be fair, he has made the same comment to his friends a couple times. It makes me upset he offers before he asks me. For the issue, my friend constantly brings up her job and I'm starting to feel she positions herself as a damsel in distress. She has one-on-ones with him about her job, how she wants to work for his friend's new company in sales, etc. One of my other girlfriends heard her telling him about her views on marriage and a woman's traditional role. She will backhand compliment me in front of him as well. The first day they met she told him how he should thank her because when we had issues a couple months prior, she convinced me to give him another chance. I overheard her telling him, when I wasn't around, that the clothes I gave her, she is struggling, so I gave her a few things I never wear / good condition, recently didn't fit her and they might fit her when she has children. I don't have kids, so it's a weird comment to make. Another time, she told him about our conversation we had, about how I was shocked that she weighed less than me and when she rolled her eyes I didn't pay attention. The context was not correct. I was setting up a couple things in my purse before I dropped her back off to her house. Still, another weird thing to bring up to my fiancé who she barely knows. Why didn't she bring it up to me? Recently she is disengaged in any conversations with the girls in group settings and has been more drawn to the men. In a group setting I caught her scooting next to him as soon as I got up to use the restroom. When I came back I signaled her to scoot and she got up and stood next to him. I noticed she gives me a half hug now and gives him the 2-arm hug. My fiancé's relationship and I is pretty traditional. He is the sole provider, but I never talk about finances or anything material with anyone, let alone girlfriends, so it's odd that is her topic of conversation time and time again. AITA for feeling like she is using me to get close to him. It bothers me because personally I would never get comfortable with any of my friends' fiancés, husbands, or boyfriends to bring up topics like that one-on-one, or make backhanded comments about them to him when they're not around. Next story 2. My girlfriend admitted to kissing and cuddling with another guy at a festival. Has anyone went through something similar and could share how they dealt with it? We have an honest relationship based on trust and have been together for almost a year. Last week she went off to one of those large annual music festivals, which she had planned for and bought a ticket for before we were together. I did not object to her going, but stayed at home, because of the costs and because I don't really like the experience. I had kind of a bad feeling about it from the beginning and during the entire time, but shrugged it off to sadness of being alone. She had mentioned before our relationship having experimenting with open relationships and having a tendency to easily fall in love, but also that it didn't seem to work for her. I am extremely monogamous and have set the boundaries early on, that I would not be okay with any kind of romantic engagement with anyone else. We had agreed on it and there seemed to be no issues on that front. She came back this weekend and the next morning she told me we needed to talk. She said she met someone interesting and that they have kissed and cuddled. Hearing that from her completely crushed me. I never expected something like this from her and could never do anything like that myself, so I was in shock at first, but now it's day 2 and I can't stop crying and I don't know what to do with myself. I am devastated and feel betrayed. To me what she did was cheating. She's not denying it or trying to downplay it, but she wants to keep contact with this guy, because she considers him a friend. This hurts me even more. I feel like climbing the walls and wanting to scream my lungs out, but I'm just really weak and nauseous. She's trying to take care of me, since she knows I have a history of self-harm and I did try to hurt myself already. My whole life has been turned upside down. She's saying she wants to continue trying to make our relationship work and that she loves me very much and doesn't want to lose me. I also don't want to lose her, yet I feel like I will never be able to forgive what she did. Every time I see her or think of her or even just close my eyes, all I can see is her in another guy's arms kissing. I'm fucking disgusted and broken and I don't know what to do. TLDR, my GF came back from a festival and confessed to me having kissed and cuddled with someone she met. She wants to stay together, but also wants to keep interacting to him as a friend. I don't want to lose her, but I'm completely devastated. Any advice please? Maybe someone went through something similar and could share their story and how they have dealt with it, from either my or my girlfriend's side. Kaminet. She cheated on you and wants to be friends with the guy. I'm sorry but your relationship is over. If it were simply an intoxicated mistake, she wouldn't be trying to stay friends with him. She wants to have a cake and eat the cake too. She is upfront, she wants to build a harem for herself. The question is, will you endure seeing her with others? If the answer is no, end it. That will be better for your mental state. Contact family and friends, they will help you to get through it. That's because she doesn't think what she did was wrong. This is not your average cheating story. She wasn't caught, she disclosed immediately and she is basically unapologetic about it. It also seems she was very upfront before this with about her proclivity to fall for others easily and exploring open relationships. I think she is just hardwired differently than and he did not want to see the very obvious red flag that she was waving right in front of him. He needs to find someone else that does not have fundamentally different views than him as to what is acceptable in a relationship and what constitutes monogamy. Haven't been through this, but frankly she disrespected you and your boundaries. You were clear about wanting a monogamous relationship. If she strays this easily and sees nothing wrong with it, wants to be friends with the guy, WTF, then you two aren't looking for the same thing in a relationship and are therefore incompatible. I'm sorry but I really don't see a path forward with her where you're both happy. She cheated fair and square. Next story 3. My situationship of 2 years ghosted me. So I met this guy on a dating app, things were going well. He asked me to meet for coffee, we met up. He said he could see himself dating me and that he really liked me. He would call me every day, ask how I was, visit me frequently. Romantic cuddles and kisses and staying over. We ended up sleeping together, we had amazing sex, and after around 6 months of this happening he told me he was married. I had no idea. By this time I was already attached, emotionally and physically. He said things were rocky with his wife as she wasn't having sex with him. He would still call me every day and visit me. After a while he started denying me certain things in bed that he used to do, like giving my head. The sweet calls stopped, and the asking how I was. He went from telling me there was relationship potential to just not caring, so much as telling me he didn't want me to see him as a boyfriend, which contradicts what he said at the start. He passed his good-looking friend my number and asked if I would find him another woman. I didn't find him another woman because that would have been hard given he was married and I had an attachment. He stopped talking to me completely 3 months ago, just ghosted without any explanation. I miss him so much. He would literally be so attentive, sweet, kind and caring at the start, but it fizzled out. He's given me absolutely no closure and it hurts so bad given we spoke every day and were so close for 2 years. Any idea what went wrong?